Hello, hello. We're having minor technical difficulties. I apologize. Give me just a second. The video is here somewhere. Hey, there we go. Hopefully everyone is doing great on this fine Tuesday evening. I am without sound. Hang on. We're getting there. Get chat brought back over here. I've lost you guys. It's been so long since I've streamed, I can't even remember how to make it all work. We're very tiny on my other monitor here, so we'll apologize if these cameras don't work out. There we go. I've got some live chat. We've got some OBS doing its thing. And let me get the YouTubes up and running here. There we go. There we go. All right, now let's hope for sound. Hey, I see sound too. Hopefully, you guys are hearing this sound as well. How is everyone doing tonight? Oh man, we've got quite a few people in chat tonight. Good to see y'all. Oh man, over 100 people in here already. I better get my act together. We're running a little slow tonight. And of course, one of my two stream decks has decided not to come on here. We had to move a bunch of stuff around on the office setup, and I haven't streamed since I did that. And it turns out everything is unplugged. Let me see here. Yeah, this one right here. What is it doing? Whoa, technical difficulties. There we go. We've got lights, folks. Alrighty, alrighty. Dan, how you doing? Good to see you, sir. We are going to be starting a new game today, and we've got some cool hardware here from our friends over at Thrustmaster. They sent me some stuff to check it out on stream here and see if it's any fun. And so the goal for this is I'm actually going to do a bit of a live stream series, and I don't even know what mods I've got turned on here. So I'm just going to go with my defaults, except we're going to turn off auto drive and course play for this one. And I have a start spring mod on here somewhere that I want to get rid of too. Perfect. Okay. I think that'll be good enough to get started. We are going to be playing on not Elm Creek. Hang on, we'll fix this. We're gonna be playing on American Falls, and the goal is to start from scratch. And we've got Rowcrop ready set up on this map. And the reason I picked this map is because when it was released, it had like the default mode was you just start with a pickup truck. And I always thought that was cool. So we're going to be doing that and doing some contracts and stuff and building up the farm and putting this new Thrustmaster setup to the test. It's a little bit new to me. I had to rearrange some stuff to get it all set up here for the live stream tonight, and we're gonna just see how it goes live here. I've literally not had a chance to play the game with this, so give me just a second. We gotta relaunch this thing because we started on the wrong map like a flustered person here. There we go. Now, I do have, while I'm loading this up, I do have the links to all the Thrustmaster stuff in the description of the video. And the cool thing with this is, so the two new things that are coming out on the, I believe, 14th of November is the kit to get the steering wheel tipped up with this, with the ball. So instead of being like a normal race steering wheel setup, this is more of a heavy machinery setup. And then we've got the FarmStick down here, which has a lot of custom controls on it, which we're going to be trying out tonight and see how that works out for us. So let me get a few mods clicked off again here, and we'll dive into it. Start in spring is the one that I want to turn off. Man, I've got so many mods in my folder right now. I need to clean this out. KRVN, the joystick looks cool. I remember scrolling my mouse endlessly doing front loader work. Yeah, And I have a pair of Thrustmaster 1600 M's that are 16,000 M's. I forget what the model number is, and I've liked those quite a bit. But what I like about this is it's got a few other custom controls here, and maybe I'll be able to zoom this in a little bit here after we get going a bit and show it off. But I really like the scroll wheel on here. We got some toggle switches and just a bunch of custom buttons that are pre-programmed to cool features on the game out of the gate. So I can't wait to try this out. Now, this was supposed to be start from scratch, and we've got a whole lot of money. So let's fix this problem. My goal is to start with nothing. Here we go. We're gonna do all contract work to start off with, and that'll give us a little bit of fun with all the steering wheels without having to worry about actually having a farm. So let's go ahead and dive into it. We're gonna get, oh, that looks like fun. We're gonna start with this sprayer though, just because it'll be quick and get us a little bit of money here, and then we'll go from there. So field 42. And did I just mess that up? I messed it up. All right, well, I guess we're gonna do this one. You gotta push this borrow items button. What is going on? I apologize, folks. My controls are all over the place. Okay, here we go. So we're gonna start with trying to use the controls on this for just about everything. We can control all the camera stuff and all the vehicle things. I can even switch between my vehicles with pre-programmed buttons, and they're not just generic buttons. Like, they've got nice handy little images and stuff on them, which I think is pretty cool. So we're gonna go ahead and give this a shot. Now there's a button to go backwards here, but this is hydrostatic, so I think I've got to use the back pedal. Here we go. I should have probably picked up that weight first, but I don't think I'm really going to need it. And am I in there? I must have manual attach on. There we go. Here we are. So I am not been playing in just a little while here, so you'll have to forgive me. This is a newish map to me too, so let's figure out where we're going. Field 5. We are... Where are we? There's our truck. Where's the store on here? Why can I not see my stuff? There we go. All right. Left, straight. And of course, I can't get out of the shop on this map until we get past, I think it's 9 o'clock. There we go. All the little hassles. And of course, we're gonna need some fertilizer, so we've already messed this up, folks. So we're gonna turn on back in here and buy some fertilizer. I think we're just gonna pallet it up real quick here. Big bags. And of course, I don't have any money. Okay, so we've upset ourselves here. Let's give ourselves back at least a little bit of money. Okay, now we have enough to get started. I think somebody said that start from scratch starts you with a large loan as well. I haven't done that in quite some time, so we might have to check that out. Let's look at the financials real quick just to make sure. That's right. I've got a cool mod on here that I wanted to try out. and that is the loan system mod. So it automatically converted that into a loan for the loan system mod. So I owe $200,000 in loans. I'm going to be paying $6,000 a month back to the bank at 3.5% interest. So that should be fun. And then if we just look real quick here at the map, how big is Field 5? Not terribly big. We're going to get one more thing of fertilizer before we go gallivanting across the map, though, just to be sure. I can always dump the fertilizer back out before we get going. All right, we haven't had a chance to chat. Caddick Farms, how am I liking the new setup? So I think the hardware itself is actually pretty nice. However, my cockpit setup here is not designed for this very well. And so I spent, gosh, probably a good 4 to 5 hours tearing apart my old setup and trying to get this one set up. So it's been a little bit of a headache getting everything going, but I'm finding now that I've got it going, it's actually pretty good. This steering wheel has so many adjustments on it that I think I'm going to have to adjust it a little bit more. I like it flat. I think I can make it a little bit flatter. And what I want to do, though, is drop it down a little bit. The problem is with my seat setup here, I can't actually scoot my seat back anymore. And this sets off of my race setup a lot more than my other steering wheel did, because my other steering wheel actually mounted to it, where this is much better designed for, I think, if I were to mount it on my desk. And we're all over the place here. We're going to have to clear the crash counter before I actually crash into something. Let me find that real quick. But I think if you were mounting this to a desk, it would actually work out a lot better, because my complaint with having it on my desk was always that it took up so much of my desk that I had to move everything off of my desk. And this doesn't take up that much space. Like, I can actually get to my keyboard and stuff here, which is really nice. So we'll see how the rest of this goes, though, here soon. I'm really curious to get into the combine and do a little bit of harvesting as well, because I've mapped a few things out on this joystick to better simulate actually driving a combine harvester. So I'm going to have to get used to reaching down for the joystick as opposed to using the mouse for everything. So apologies while I get used to more smoothly rotating my camera. I'm not much of a controller guy typically, but it is nice having everything in one spot here. Now, my field, that would be what we're talking about with that crash counter there, is right to my left here somewhere. I've got to find, I think there's a side road right up here. I think this is a side road. Or somebody's driveway, one of the two. And once I get out here in the field, I'll stop ignoring chat so much. I do apologize. We're getting back into the swing of everything. Easy dev. We're going to set this up as... that's a little tight. Something like that. Perfect. All right. Now, I do have precision farming on here. I do not have... is the ability to turn this thing on. Oh, I know why. Manual attach for the win. You have to connect it up, bud. Okay. I really should have turned manual attach off for this, but here we go. And we're off to the races. Let's catch up on chat. Austin, this is American Falls, but I have edited it to include the Rowcrop Ready stuff that came out recently, which has been kind of fun to play around with. Now, let's talk about some of these controls here. I've got cruise control. So I have a little rolly wheel here, and if I push down on it, it looks like I get cruise control, which is pretty cool. I've got the hat up here on the top that I can use to get into first person or not. I dig that. And then I have buttons over here to turn equipment on and off, raise equipment up and down, switch between forward and reverse, and then I think it's fold. I've got this one set up to be the pipe, and then this one on the bottom right, I can switch between implements and stuff. So I've got like all the important buttons right there on my thumb, which is awesome. Pleasant View Farms, how you doing, sir? Now I'm gonna move things around here. I'm gonna see if I can lower this thing down without completely destroying everything here, so bear with me as we crash into things for a moment. There we go. So as you can see, there's just some knobs on the side of this thing, and you can fully adjust its height. We're gonna turn that off for a second. We'll get back here. One moment. Where are you going? And it's got force feedback, just like my Logitech did. That part seems to be about the same. Here we go. That's better. So yeah, it sits right down here. It feels pretty good. It's really easy to tweak the settings on, so I'm really liking this connector. I'm gonna be tempted to actually set this back up on my desk, I think, and not even bother with this cockpit setup. Maybe we'll have to see how it goes. We're gonna keep it here though, because on Thursday I'm gonna try and play a little bit of ATS as well. I've got the shifter up here for testing that out. Cody Farms, how you doing? South Park, how you doing, man? Saskatchewan Rough Riders, you're trying your own FS22 stream. Nice. Good luck, sir. I actually just hit 1,000 subscribers on my secondary channel, Ketter Builds. We're playing Return to Moria, which is a new Lord of the Rings game, kind of a base building survival game, I guess, which has been kind of fun. Pleasant View Farms, we are currently in a contract piece of equipment right now. It's we're trying to start from scratch. I gave myself $10,000 because I completely messed up the beginning, so I was kind of flustered. But we're 200K in debt, and we're attempting to just build up a farm here from start with contracts. So let me turn this off, and we're gonna go all the way over here. This is also my attempt to train myself to stop using the keyboard for everything and the mouse, and see if I can get used to using the actual controls here. I've always wanted to get into the habit of what do you call it? Trying to do things a little bit more realistically. That doesn't mean I'm not going to use some GPS as needed. Do that, and spin it around. And let's see how this goes. Oops. I don't think that actually connected to anything, did it? Oh, it says it did. Oh, we connected to the wrong one. Stop! See if my backup skills improve any. Ooh, wow, GPS really took a while to disconnect there. Well, that's, we're gonna say that's not my fault. I really wish precision farming would stay enabled on the mini-map a little bit better. Like, I don't want it to turn off the second I go off the field, but that's just me being a little bit picky. Kelsum, do I still use the eye tracker? I have not been using it recently, mostly because when I was using it, most of the people were complaining just that it seemed like everything was a little bit too jerky. and from a viewer perspective, it was kind of a suboptimal experience for most people. So I did end up disabling it. But it is something that I want to figure out how to use that a little bit better. The other problem is I had a little bit of struggle with it when I have the lights on for the stream. When I'm just playing on my own with my glasses on and everything, it wasn't a problem. But with all the lights, I get a lot of glare on the glasses, and it kind of became a problem. All right. I can't wait. After this, I really want to do a harvesting contract, too. I think that's going to be a lot of fun with this setup. Farmer Groot. Wait, Jake from State Farm is here? Nice. Hey, it's Tim the Iowan. How you doing? You saw a modern gleaner combine harvesting corn on your way back home from work about a month ago. Nice. Yeah, I don't see too many gleaners around here, that's for sure. All right, this is at 100%, so we're just wasting product at this point. Now, what I need to do is take this back and empty our fertilizer out of it before we return it, because otherwise we're going to lose all that money, and I suspect we're going to do a couple more of these type of contracts at some point here. I was really hoping by starting where we did that we were going to get to do some harvesting contracts. That was very close to riding the railing there. I'm still adjusting to the sensitivity here. It's a little bit different than my other steering wheel. I'm not saying it's good or bad yet. It's just different, and that is causing me a little bit of concern. Now, so one of these I can zoom in and out. Here we go. So the wheel on the joystick here, this little wheel, allows me to zoom in and out just by rolling it around. That's real nice. What was my first crash? I was trying to do too many things, and we crashed into a guardrail, I think, on the way out to the field. I think I've got to adjust my dead zone settings as well. The typical, you know, farm sim, you plug in a new piece of equipment or blink at farm sim sideways and all of your settings are gone. I think my dead zone settings are a little bit off with this still. I usually zero them out. Essence, what map is this? This is American Falls. I almost said American Fields. I've got American Farms on the brain from working on the game with the squad built team. We're getting real close to launch that I can't confirm or deny a immediate release date, but it's very close. I do have to say I have missed having a ball on my tractor steering setup. It is so nice. You know, as cheesy as that old heavy equipment bundle was, I feel like this one is... I used to really love that old cheesy heavy equipment bundle that was out back in the day, but it was just so cheap, and this one feels a lot more solid. We're going to go in here, and we're going to complete our contract, collect. Oh, there we go. Now we got a million different things. So let's go ahead and grab this. Some harvesting sounds like a lot more fun. Accept contract. Oh, I did it again, didn't I? Cancel contract. I'm not used to not owning my own equipment. Ooh, that looks like some old stuff. Borrow items. The old Volvo. Nice. All right. I have not used base game equipment in forever. So this is kind of a unique experience for me as well. Okay, so this, I've got gears turned on, so this gets into the next interesting thing. So on my stick here, if we use these little toggle deals, I can switch on the right hand side between my ranges, low and high, and on the left hand side is shifting gears. So we can get into gear here, and I'm gonna go ahead and get hooked up to this and then shift reverse. And you know what? For tonight, I'm going to do it. I'm going to disable manual attach, I think. I'm just not in the mood at the moment. Where'd it go? I swear it was on this menu. Is it in this one? Precision farming, manual attach, off. There we go. I've got a nice little attach button here and everything. Go this way. And then we're gonna back it up. And let's go ahead and use these buttons. There we go. Now on the combine here, I've set this up so that I can actually try to be, you know, simulate more real life, and I can actually pull, hold down one of these triggers and I can pull back on the joystick to control my forwards and backwards, which I thought was kind of fun to do. Something that if you've driven a combine in real life, this is, whoa, how they work, except maybe they don't accelerate quite that fast. I guess I don't have to pull the joystick all the way back when I do it. Oh yeah, this is lined up. Okay, let's try that again. There we go. Now I do wish that I could lower that feeder house, but that's all right. And then let's pull this ahead and drop it off real quick. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Lower. Is this lower? This is lower. Disconnect. Pull the right button. And then let's see what this does. Is that connected? It does appear to be connected. Perfect. All right, where are we going? Field 6? Don't mind if we do. Johnny Popper, how you doing? Are you using the default controls? I am using the default controls for everything, except I made 2 tweaks to it. One was setting it up so that I could do what I just did in the combine there, which is hold one of the trigger buttons down and then use the forwards and backwards as an accelerator. And then, because there's 2 trigger buttons on the front of this thing. And then I programmed there's a function 2 button that was unmapped. It didn't have anything mapped to it yet. And I mapped that to pipe out on the combine and the auger wagons. And yes, the joystick is PC only. And does the joystick return to center if you let go? Yes, so it's spring-loaded and bounces right back to where it was. It works fairly well with the... ooh, that was close, car. It works fairly well with the front loader as well. I did a little bit of that off camera just to make sure that I had all the bindings working and there wasn't any issues with the joystick, so that worked great. Brent, you miss your PC for stuff like this? Yeah, this is where it's at when it comes to Farm Sim, unfortunately. Although I'm not even using any mods right now. I mean, we've got some installed, but I'm ending up with the base game equipment because we're just grabbing some contracts real quick here. Did they fix the issue where the top trigger can actually be mapped now? Yeah, I believe that the top trigger can be mapped through their software. If you look, actually, I think I can bring that up here. So the top trigger kind of toggles a bunch of controls, and you can see that in, if I go to the right menu, give me a second to find a control that uses the toggle. Where's the gear shifting section? It's usually right in here. How am I missing it? Must be above this. Vehicle, player interact, player driving. It must be further down. Gears, here we go. So it's got these. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't know if I got that to work. Because it toggles how these buttons here work. And so when you push that top trigger, these do one thing, and then when you push it again, they do something else. So I'm not sure if you can just reprogram it to be held down to do something right now or not. I haven't actually tried that. Dan, how you doing? Yeah, I've got the T16000Ms myself, which I've used for both Farm Sim and other things, and they're great joysticks. But the way that these buttons up on the top of this work is actually worth it for me. Like, I would have switched to this had I gotten a chance to try it for sure. And Squatch Monkey, yes, I was talking about that a little bit earlier in the stream. The steering wheel, the actual part of it sits between my legs and it's really low. And the problem is that more with my desk setup here, and we just missed our field, is I can't scoot my chair back any farther than this, which is really unfortunate. And that means that I'm like sitting right up in this thing, which is a little bit uncomfortable when I'm getting in and out. For playing, though, I find that I'm able to adjust this thing into a pretty good spot. Whoops. So from a steering perspective and all that goodness, it's okay. From a sitting at my racing cockpit here, it's a little bit problematic. I would actually be much more comfortable playing on my desk with this setup than I was previously. And the only reason I'm not doing that is because I didn't have an easy way to like set it up and remove it. And I got real tired of always taking my steering wheel off every day when I needed to work, and I'd have to like clear my whole desk because my Logitech took up like a huge chunk of the desk. This one's got a lot lighter profile, so I kind of think that I might switch back over to my desk and get rid of this whole racing setup altogether, but we'll see. And I'm going to use the combine here, hopefully, it's got a hitch on it, to take this trailer down. I should have used the combine to take the header trailer once I got the header on it. Oh, I don't know if I can actually do this. We might have to come back up here for the for this thing. Get a little zoomed out here. Oh, we've completely lost where this trailer is now. Nope, it's just not gonna happen. Okay, that's all right. We'll have time to come back for it. I could rent a dolly. I could. Just use auto drive to send the tractor back to the store. Yeah. Somebody turn that off like a responsible person. +2 to the crash counter is correct there, sir. All right. Well, I'm getting used to it. I'm sold on the joystick. The steering wheel, I need some more time with it. I like its orientation. I'm not used to having this big thing between the legs here, and I'm also need to tweak the dead zone settings. I've got just like, I don't know, it's like 5% or something of dead zone here at the top of my steering. Timbo, how you doing? How do you put the four ways on in vehicles in Farm Sim? I believe it's the home key. Oh, no, that's... Well, this thing probably doesn't have four ways. Is it the end key? It's two. Two on the numpad to turn on your four ways. I feel like I turned on the Farm Sim radio at some point. Hopefully I got that back off. All right. Almost there. I'm curious to see if I can actually manage to drive this thing, whoa, with the header on here and just using the hand control. It's been a long time since I've done that for real, in real life. Oh, where are you guys coming from? I feel like this would be easier in cab, actually. Is that a fence? Oh, but there's a road here. I don't know. I feel like... Yeah, that's a piece of fence, but there's no fence post. Weirdness. Let's get those blinkers off. And see if I can do this a little bit better than we did up at the shop. Woo woo. There we are. Now, I believe if I don't hold the button down, I can adjust my reel with the joystick. I can move it in and out, up and down. And then if I hold my button down is how I've got my forwards and backwards set up. I can lower this down with the push of a button. I can turn it on. I need to unfold my harvester, so I'm going to switch to the harvester and click unfold here. Opening itself up. That was half a crash. I didn't actually hit it. We can turn that on. And away we go. Look at that. Now, if I want to adjust my view a little bit, let me see. I gotta be in this mode to adjust the camera. Okay. That's the one thing that's been a little bit weird is the second trigger button toggles between the other buttons on the joystick doing certain things, and the zoom in and out is tied to that toggle, so I have to constantly remember to hit that. And the problem is that gearing up and down when I'm driving is on the opposite toggle, so if I want to shift, I can't change my camera zoom angles, which is just a little bit odd, much as I can't raise and lower this. Oh, that's my bad, I'm not on the header. There we go. We've got this. I don't suppose we actually need the straw swap because we don't have a baling contract on this field. Minnesota Rail fan, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. You may have answered it already and I didn't hear you. My stream been glitchy. Am I using a mount for the joystick and how I got it up beside me? Great question. So this, I don't even remember what brand this race thing is, this cockpit that I'm in. I bought it years and years ago. It's probably close to 10 years old at this point. It has a kind of a bar, a couple different bars that I can mount that allow me to mount different things at different heights and different distances away from me. They can also mount up underneath this keyboard thing here and hang down. And then it just has a bracket that you can put pretty much anything on. And so the bottom of the joystick does actually have a couple of screw holes, so you can just attach that to any plate that you want, which works out really great for me because I don't like having it up here. I'm old, and having my arm like up here all the time, especially because I have to be this far off of the desk with this steering setup, would really hurt my shoulder, I think. And that's been my problem in the past and why I don't use joysticks most of the time when I play Farm Sim right now. And as part of everything that we're trying to do here, I set this up earlier today because I knew that I was going to want to be able to use this joystick in a good way to give it a fair shake. And so I spent the time and got this set up this morning. And I have to say it's working out really well because it's at a real convenient spot just right alongside me. I don't feel like I'm reaching for it or anything. There we go. And what I used to have on this before, the other reason I didn't have a joystick down here was I had my shifter mounted to that plate, my Logitech shifter. And when I got this, I will say this Thrustmaster doesn't have any mounting holes on it. It just connects to a desk. This is the cheaper of the two that they have. I'm sure the more expensive one probably has actual mounting screws and brackets on it. But this one that I've got just mounts to the desk, but that's okay because I actually always kind of wanted to have it up a little bit higher because I pretty much just play ATS. Tim, do I know if Thrustmaster will sell just the steering wheel bracket without the wheel? They do. It's if you look in the link in my description of the video here, there's a link to the Thrustmaster site. And you can see all the different products that I have on that site. And the steering kit is just the bracket. So if you already own a Thrustmaster wheel, you can mount the wheel with that bracket. Now, I will say that, and I apologize, I'm looking over here. I got Chad over here and the camera over here. I will say, I think it only works with their 128, the T128 and the T248. Steering wheels, I believe. I'm not sure. The bracket is very interesting. I will say that. I like the idea of this. I need to dial it in a little bit more. I think we're going to tweak it one more time after we're done with this field and see how it works for a little bit there. RC Wyatt, nice to catch a live stream finally. Whoa, we're missing some crops. Nothing better to watch while trying to get a 2-month-old to sleep. I hear you, man. I do not miss those days. My wife has been overseas now for a week and a half, and she was in New York for a week and a half before that. So I've been kind of on my own for a while now, and she's going to be over there for a couple more weeks at least. And I've got he's 6 now, almost 7, and a lot more self-sufficient. But I remember those days with the toddler, and that was a lot of work. How you doing, Farmer Trio? I see you. I've been terrible with chat tonight. I do apologize. I'm very flustered getting back into streaming after being away from it for a few weeks. I've forgotten how to do everything, and we've got all new hardware here tonight, so just trying to figure it out. Yeah, it's interesting. So one of the things that I've recently gotten into is 3D printing. And like the bracket that I've got the joystick on isn't perfect, and I kind of like it in a little bit different position. So I'm going to be starting to 3D print some like adapters, different connectors, maybe a whole different mount system for my setup, I think. And you know, really invest in getting something that's customized for me. And in the process of doing that, I know the farm sim community, you know, we like to jerry-rig things and hodgepodge different setups together. So I might start putting some designs out there on the interwebs for different people that are looking to get their steering wheels and different things mounted in different configurations. Because like you, I already had a really nice steering wheel, and the Logitech G920 was a great wheel. Didn't have any major complaints with it. And so if I hadn't been given the opportunity by Thrustmaster to try all this stuff out for free, I would have been interested in buying the mount and seeing if I could figure out how to get my existing steering wheel to fit inside of it myself. Haldor, how you doing? It's gotta be late for you. Good to see you. Living some flight sim mounting hardware would be awesome. Exactly. And, you know, given my last couple of years doing video game development, my 3D skills are better than they used to be. So I can actually get into Blender, and I'm dangerous enough to put some things together and get them to spit out on a 3D printer pretty nice. Van Reasons in Minnesota, it's always good to see y'all. Hopefully the family is well. We're trying the in-cab thing here for a minute. Do this, back it up, drop it down. Sometimes my current button configuration for holding the trigger down and using the stick to control my speed doesn't seem to register. Every once in a while I've noticed that it doesn't seem to switch directions very well. Like I have to release the trigger and then pull in the new direction sometimes to get it to work. I wonder if I got something mapped incorrectly. I'll have to check that out at some point here. But I'm liking this joystick driving for the Combine. It really brings back the memories from actually running the harvester here when I was a teenager. Dan, sounds like I'm feeling better a little bit. I've still got a little bit going on in my throat, and I'm realizing I don't even know how long we've been streaming here, but I need to start drinking some of this here water. I struggled through a bit of a sinus infection again, had to do a round of antibiotics, which kind of slowed down the video creation process. My wife is overseas taking care of her dad, who's ill, and the little guy had a double ear infection, and that's been kind of nasty for him. So it's been a week. Let's just put it that way. I got to go to my first game at University of Michigan, though. Saw the Wolverines stomp on Purdue. I shouldn't say stomp. It was kind of a rough game, actually, but they won. That was kind of fun. Saw my first basketball game up there as well. It was family weekend up at University of Michigan. So, for those that don't know, my oldest is currently attending University of Michigan, majoring in business. It's been kind of fun to get to spend some more time up in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Yeah, that looks about right. That's what my fields look like when I combined them in real life too. We'd always go back and pick up those little bits on like the last run down the field, just so the boss wouldn't yell at me. So tired of hearing about the NCAA scandal. Yeah, I'll be honest, I haven't even paid that much attention to it. I know there's a lot of hubbub about it, but I'm not huge into sports. So the only reason I even notice anything about it is because everybody's talking about it at the game. All right. Why is that not working? Okay, there we go. Helps when you push the right button, folks. You know, I've got 2 headland passes off. I suppose we could start on some up-down rows. Carter, you know anything about Lone Oak coming to FS22? I am not sure. All I know is that the original map author at the beginning of FS22 had said he's not bringing it to FS22, but I haven't been on Facebook a whole lot lately, so I'm not sure. Go blue. There you go, Bill. Whistling Diesel Gaming, how you doing, man? Well, I can tell you folks, I know we're an hour in and I'm just kind of rambling here, but I think that I'm going to be sticking with this steering wheel. When I first installed it, I'll give you guys the things I don't like about it here real quick, now that I've used it for a little over an hour. The one thing I don't like, or that I miss on my other one, is I had a really nice leather-wrapped steering wheel on my Logitech, and that I think I would like. But I'll caveat that with saying, and you guys have seen me driving here, I haven't taken my hand off the knob since I sat down, which is just how I'm used to driving. So I like just slapping my palm up here and spinning the wheel around, and I miss that so much. So I think, despite, like, this is more of a, it's got some leather-ish stuff on the outside, but it's like all plastic on the inside. So that'll say is like kind of a half a point against it, but this knob, man, I love this. The steering wheel, or I'm sorry, the joystick though, hands down, I'm sold. I'm gonna be using this, I think, on from this point forward. So you guys may see me try and do a lot more things with the front loader and stuff like that, because this is much more comfortable to use than the other one, and the way that the buttons are set up is just more intuitive than a typical standard joystick, I'll say. I like these little toggle deals. It's a very natural up-down in a single button. Yeah, I don't know, it works great. And I'm a visual person. I can't memorize buttons to save my life, like which button's which, and maybe I will over time. But being able to glance down and see the PTO icon for turning it on and off, the little, you know, just the standard farm icons for what I expect a implement to do when I push them has been super nice. Do I think 2 joysticks would go well together? So the joystick is an ambidextrous design, so if you wanted to, you could definitely use 2 of these together. In fact, it comes with a profile for a right and a left. And if you go and look at, oh man, what is the guy's name? It's not FDR, is it? Gosh, it starts with an F. He's got a 3-letter acronym. He does a lot of logging videos with FarmSim, and he did a review of just the joystick, and he had 2 of them. And he set that up for logging, and he's a whiz with it to begin with. But that guy did some amazing stuff with that. FDR, yeah. Watch his review video on the FarmStick here, and you'll see how that works in a dual joystick configuration. And I was impressed. Like, I watched his video because his video came out before I even got these, and I was sold on it just watching him use it. And I suck at logging, I admit it. And he was just flinging logs around and doing all kinds of cool things. Yeah, he does that stuff in real life as well, and he's been doing it in FarmSim for a long time too. Keegan, am I going to do videos on Edgewater, Saskatchewan again? I want to. We'll see. Former president playing FarmSim, exactly. Oh, apologies. I forget I've got a camera up here, and I apologize. It's mounted to my seat, so it might get a little wiggly if I get excited. My lighting is all askew. My face cam is all out of whack because I'm using like different cameras right now than I usually use for this stuff. It's just all a hassle today. That's all right. But yeah, I like this. I think that we'll be using this moving forward. Sometimes when I get this stuff to try out, I'll use the eye tracker as an example. I thought it was a lot of fun to play with, but it didn't really work out in the grand scheme of things for videos. But this, I think, is actually going to add to the experience somewhat. And anything that forces me to try and play a little bit more realistically, I think is a plus. If I can learn how to slow myself down a little bit when I'm driving, so I don't crash into as much stuff, I think that this wheel is really going to add just a little bit extra for me. Not that, you know, the regular steering wheel, you can't do that, but it worked good. What map do you think will replace UMRV? Something big, Jake. Apologies, still getting over this cold. My plan is to continue to move forward with the profit off of UMRV when we're done, and scale up into probably either a large-scale cattle operation, no dairy, or just a really large-scale grain operation. I'm not sure which we'll end up with just yet. Time will tell. If something cool comes out between now and then, that might also influence my decision. But I moved into UMRV with the proceeds from, was it Farmville, the DR modding map? And so I think that the plan is to just kind of keep that farm going as we move along here. And yeah, once you go to a 4X map, it's really hard to go back. Go to Midwest 16X, yeah, that's a big map. I think we ran that one as one of the multiplayer servers for a long time. We've got that big 32 kilometer map, or 32X map, what is that, Spring Creek, on the members multiplayer server right now. And that has been catching my eye. I'm really interested to play with that some more. I can't believe I've been harvesting this entire field for all this time and we're not even 53% full on the combine. Levi's modding 64X West End. I'll have to check that out. That's going to require some auto drive though. Dan, yeah, Dan's playing on it. Has that map been working out good for you, that Spring Creek map, Dan? Or are you on, are you talking about that Levi's modding map? You could be like Mike Mitchell and have a north and south farm that are 2 hours apart. Yeah. See, that's when farm sim starts to become less fun for me, is when you spend all your time just waiting for equipment to get around. That would be the struggle for me. But I suppose if you've got enough equipment, it's not a big deal if you send some stuff down one way and you gotta wait for it to get back. I just like to stay busy. And so for me, the parts where I don't have as much fun is when you're when you don't have anything to do on the farm, or what you have to do is not very fun, like feeding cattle for the 100th time. Uh-oh, I think I'm losing my camera over here. If I slowly start sliding out of frame, it's because the mounts on my camera over here are starting to come loose. I cannot drive straight, though, to save my life. Still going to be on UMRV for a while yet? I'm going to be on UMRV at least through the next full year, which, remember, we've only run 3 full years now on that map. So I don't even know what episode we're on, 60-something now, maybe? So if it's 20 episodes per year, we got a little ways to go. And as the farm gets bigger, I feel like the episodes get longer and there's more of them to get through a year. But as long as people keep watching it, I'm happy to keep playing on it. That's been a fun save for me. And I haven't gotten that far on a map in FS22, I don't think. So it's been fun to kind of have some growth and progression and and keep things moving. We plan to make a mod to allow for more realistic crop sales with contracts versus dropping tons of wheat at some poor bakery. That would be kind of neat. Jacob, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. To be honest, if we lose you, it's because you fell out of your chair again. Don't blame the camera. That's probably true. Oh, man. It's so funny is that joke is from so long ago, so I can always tell who's been with the channel for a bit, because that was like one of my very first major live streams when I was, had just gotten monetized, was just starting to take it seriously, and I was so embarrassed. I almost just quit live streaming. It was so bad. I was just like... so embarrassed. Not as bad as the time I got sick on camera, though. I shut the video off right before I had the flu. So that was probably my most embarrassing stream. Livin loves the silage. Beginner problems. Exactly. The Spring Creek map is just big enough that we all stay in your own corners, so to speak, or work together. Yeah, Nagi's got a really cool community pig feed set up. I love that. I saw you guys chatting about that the other day on in the Discord channel for the multiplayer server there. That's cool stuff. I love seeing you guys work together on stuff like that. I need to get Edgewater back and plow all the creeks in and make a big scale farm out of it. That might be a little bit of work. Okay, well, we finished harvesting. Now, let's do this. Is that the pipe out button? It is. Look at that. We're gonna drop out of that, and then I think it might be easier to use the keyboard and mouse for walking around on foot. I'm sure there's a control for it. We're gonna drop that thing off, and let's go get the grain cart. Figure out where this grain's supposed to go. When does the next UMRV episode drop, Johnny Popper? I don't know because I haven't recorded it yet. I got so far behind this week. And I won't lie, I'm not afraid to admit it's because I've been cranking videos out on the other channel, and I've been going daily over there because I wanted to get that channel monetized, which I did yesterday, actually. We've picked up like a couple hundred subscribers in the course of a week and a half. So that was important for that channel because now that it's at 1,000, I'm able to make money on that channel as well, which is great, and kind of keep things going. But now that I've got that going, I think I'll be able to find a good balance between the two and get back to... my goal is 3 videos a week and at least 1 live stream a week on this channel. So you can expect to see more content here soon. This week, though, probably Fridays will be the UMRV episode drop, but it should be a big one. We're going to buy some new stuff and really go to town on spring here. I've more or less got the animal feed and slurry stuff under control where I don't have to spend entire episodes doing that yet. And then Farmer Trio, the little guy, can play some Minecraft on Kedrick builds. Actually, speaking of the little one, we might try and do a father-son series here soon. I don't know if you can see it back here, but I have a van in the way. I have another computer in the back behind me that is his computer, and he sits down here while I'm working in the afternoons some still and plays Minecraft mostly. And so I was thinking that it's time to get him back into Farm Sim, and maybe we'd do a father-son series here soon. He's finally old enough to read stuff on the screen and know how to use all the controls and do that stuff, so I think that might be fun. But I'm not sure how to do that yet, and there's some laws and stuff about what do you call it, child labor, I don't know, all that jazz, but I know a bunch of other people out there that do it, so there's got to be a way to dot my I's and cross my T's and get him on here playing with me, so we'll figure that out soon. I need a grain cart driver so I can do more combine driving. Excuse me. We've got this trailer back over here. Woo woo. Okay, we're going a little fast. Let's slow it down. And reverse. Any update on American farming? Yes and no. I mean, the update is there's an update coming soon. We're getting close. I don't know. I'm not supposed to say a lot, but I will say we're really close to getting stuff out there and whatnot. We've been pushing hard. When I'm not creating videos, I've been just working on that. You know, I've probably logged, oh my goodness, 50, 60 hours the last couple of weeks on that. And it's going well. It's definitely going well. Okay, how many cars are there? There we go. Shifting up, shifting up. I do have to say, though, it's like between doing farming videos on FarmSim and then working on American farming for 8+ hours a day, it's a lot of farming every day. That's for sure. Johnny B. Pomper, how do you like the Thrustmaster shifter compared to the 920 shifter? So I haven't used this yet. I like how it feels. It's like solid and it just kind of locks in, where the Logitech one that I had was kind of, I don't know, it just didn't feel like a real shifter to me. And so this has got some nice like thunk to it. I'm sure you can hear that on the mic even, and see the camera like vibrating. And so on Thursday, I'm going to stream Thursday and we're going to play ATS. And I'm going to put the shifter to the test because FarmSim doesn't really have much use for a shifter like this. But ATS, I'll get to put that to the test and see how it works. And I'll be able to answer that question on Thursday. Andy, this map is American Falls by Lancy Boy, I believe. I have edited it this morning to add, make it Rowcrop ready for the stream tonight. I'm just kind of playing around with, I just heard some noises. It sounded like ducks. I'm just playing around with the steering wheel setup, kind of getting myself acquainted with everything. But the plan is to start running this as a series, I think. Maybe I'll make it the live stream series, and I'll just live stream on this and have it be kind of a play and chill kind of a series. But we started with $10K in the bank, and we're just and a $200,000 loan, and we're doing some contracts, and we're going to try and build up a farm from scratch here. This is the TH8S, I believe. It's the lower end model for the shifter. But the steering wheel is the T248, which is the better of the two steering wheels that worked with this racing setup, or with this steering kit. Suppose I should actually get back down here and watch my gears. All right, drop down a couple of gears and let's pull in here. Nice. Yeah, I like this. Because with my other setup, I was always reaching up to the Stream Deck to try and hit the buttons to gear up and down. And honestly, it was just kind of uncomfortable. So I got lazy and wasn't using it as much sometimes, or I would just leave it in a really high gear. And this is letting me be just a little bit more realistic about it. Actually, I think I can do this with the joystick. Yeah, I can. Look at that. Ooh. Okay, here we go. Whoa. All right, we may need to work on that a little bit. What button do I got mapped for the shifting? So the default is these little toggles here. Here, let me, while we're doing this, now's a great time to Alt-Tab for a second. I'm going to bring up OBS here for a second, and I'm going to make this bigger. Let's see if I can do this. All right. Apologies if the quality is not great on this, but hopefully you guys are seeing that a little bit bigger here. So on this, we've got this rolly button here is the zoom in and out. And then over here, I have shifting up and down. And actually, let me click back into the game and make sure I'm not lying to y'all. Oops. I'm going to drag this kind of up and over here so that we can see the game and the joystick at the same time for just a minute. I'm losing everything. All right, there we go. So over here, getting to a tractor that has gears. On the left-hand side, see how it shifts the gears up and down when I use this toggle. This is a toggle that toggles up and down. And then the one on the right-hand side toggles between my ranges. So you'll notice in the lower right-hand corner, if I pull down, I'm in low range. If I push up, I'm in high range. So that works really slick, I feel like. I've got the PTO thing here for turning my equipment on and off, raise and lower, forwards, backwards, fold, unfold, pipe in and out, and then change between the implements, you know, the tractor and the different implements you have attached. And then down below, I've got the like power on and off, you know, for the vehicle. I've got the connect disconnect button. I can cycle through my equipment, both left and right, which if you guys watch my videos, you'll notice I always just tab through because I can't shift tab because I play on Steam, and shift tab brings up the achievement window. And then I've got 2 rows of 6 buttons on the side that are mapped to stuff, but these are more generic buttons and they don't have the icons on them, so I don't actually know what most of these are mapped to right now because I'm horrible at memorizing things. And then on the front of this thing, you can't see, but there's 2 trigger buttons. The bottom one is just a normal trigger, and that's what I'm using to do my forwards backwards acceleration. It also works with the front loader to switch you to controlling the grapple, which is a left and a right. And then, you know, the front loader is just the joystick in general when you're in a tractor with the loader. And then there's a top trigger, which changes what some of these buttons do. Specifically, these buttons up here, the 2 toggles and the rolly button. So if you tap that, it like puts them into the alternate mode, and then you can use them to do something else, which has worked really well. So let's go ahead and haul this up to the elevator here. Oh, let's fix the screen here for you guys. Sorry. We're done with show and tell. Oh, it's going to bother me if I don't get it lined back up. There we go. Close enough on my tiny screen. And we better look at the map and figure out where we're going. Rap Attack, how you doing? I'm not seeing... Oh, right there. Okay, right down the big road. Easy enough. Somebody asked if this was the 3-pedal shifter somewhere up there. I've lost it, but yes, this is got the clutch, brake, and gas pedal. It's the T248. And so the wheel came with the pedals, and then the shifter was an add-on. Why are we going so slow? Because we need to shift gears. How does unit convert work? In unit convert essentially hooks into a lot of areas in the application that display different units and overrides them. But yeah, there's no need to spam the chat there, sir. So basically the only thing you changed was the gas and brake on the stick for the harvester. Yeah, I added that. It wasn't even like I changed a control. I just added that on. And technically, like, you know, here, I'll take my feet off the pedals. It'll work for anything. It's just mapped to the accelerator as an alternate control. I just use it that way for the harvesters because it's realistic. And then I mapped this F2 button to be the pipe out button. By default, a F2 function 2 here isn't mapped to anything that I could find. So I was like, well, pipe out seems like the main thing that I want. 'Cause it was mapped down here somewhere originally, and I just don't want to have to remember which button is which. Films, do I have a sponsor link to buy the joystick? Yeah, actually, if you buy it off Amazon, I have some Amazon links in the description below the official Thrustmaster link. And if you buy those, I get a little bit of money through the Amazon affiliate program. Not much, but every little bit helps. All right, we're cooking now. This tractor is not the fastest tractor I've driven, but it's doing all right. I think I left the window open beside me. I was getting all hot, tearing everything down right before the stream, and now it's getting a little chilly. It's like 35 out or something right now. Your old name was Old Farmer? Well, there you go. Yeah, it's a struggle for me sometimes to keep up with people's names when they get changed over time. Nate, does it work on PS5? The joystick does not work, as far as I know, on PlayStation. It is a PC-only device, according to the website from Thrustmaster. Now, I'm sure I have a button to dump on here somewhere, but I don't know what it is, so we're going to push I. Trio, I got you. You're kind of hard to miss, sir. Oh, look, I got an extra $104 from our surplus harvest income. Yay. Let's complete this contract now. Collect. There we go. What haven't we done? We haven't done some tillage. That looks like a fun piece of equipment. Let's grab that. We're going to hit borrow items this time. I love that I didn't have to go deal with all that equipment too. Can't wait until you accidentally find the dump button. Yeah. And it's probably like a dump everywhere button, you know, where it's a dump on the ground button. Why is... Oh. I'm so not used to when a vehicle doesn't have a reverse gear and I have to actually use the brake pedal. I wonder if there's a way to override that. Okay, where am I going? Field 45, like I know where that is. Map of Rooney. Okay, right down there. We'll go down to the right and take the main road up. We got this. Let's see what the inside of this thing looks like. Nice. Oh, I'm gonna get caught on that railing if I'm not careful. I hate how most of the mirrors in Farm Sim is, like, unusable. Oh, is this one of those where the joystick is the driving force? No, I've got a pedal. I just saw the train go down. Why did the arms stay down? All right. Here we go. Well, I guess this thing is pretty narrow, actually. There's a direction switching setting. There is a direction switching thing. With gears, like, I use the gas pedal to go forwards and backwards when I have gears. But I'd love to do the same thing when I'm in one of these that's drive in reverse like this. I'm sure there's a setting for it and I'm just missing it. Rabtech, you gotta go to bed. Have a good one. The next stream is gonna be on Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern time, and I will be playing ATS on Thursday. Maybe with some of the staff team if I can get the multiplayer server running again. Good old G Portal continues to sponsor me and our multiplayer servers for the community. So we'll be happy to give ATS a shot over there again. Farmer Trio, when you first subscribed, it was a different account. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, it's funny as I have so many YouTube accounts between the multiple channels, and then I have my personal account. I've got an account for the kids, and it's just I always have to be cognizant of which account I'm on before I start commenting on videos. Turn on some flashers. Excuse me. Is that grass on console? Actually, this map is on console, so there you go, Dairy Deer. The only thing I swapped out was the soybean and corn textures to go along with the Rowcrop ready stuff. We're trucking. Field 45. There we are. Now, how do I get into this field? There seems to be a big fence right here. Is there a driveway further down, or is it in here? I'm guessing this is our driveway. Apologies, I'm getting used to this hat. I think it's like inverted to what I would normally set it up as. I might switch that so that the left and right go the different way. We'll think about it. I feel like every time I try to adjust the camera, I'm going the wrong way first. Man, there's no entrance here. There's got to be an entrance somewhere. Oh, there's an entrance down there. It's the long way around. Suzette, what map? This is American Falls by Lancy Boy. I have modified it to be Rowcrop ready, which we haven't done anything of in this stream. I apologize. Originally I had a little bit of a different thought of what I was going to do tonight, but then I realized that I really wanted to try out the steering wheel on a few different vehicles and jobs, and if I just tried to start farming normally, that wasn't going to happen, so we kind of pivoted here last minute. Oh, I used the keyboard. Shame on me. We're going to get rid of the flashers, though. I don't think I have a button for that on the joystick yet. Haldor, you left your computer logged in at work, logged on over a weekend. Somebody must be working that weekend and brought this kid to watch on your desk. YouTube algorithms were messed for months. Oh yeah. So I've got a young kid, and my YouTube account, my personal YouTube account, is the account that our living room TV is hooked up to. And let me tell you, I don't get to watch things that I'm interested in anymore from recommendations on YouTube. I get lots of Minecraft videos and more recently a lot of how to draw videos. My youngest has really been into drawing lately, which is good. But I miss having YouTube recommendations that were geared for me. Godly Devil, how you doing, sir? Let's get this wrapped around here. Lifting it up and pulling it around. We'll go this way and clean up a headland pass all the way around, I think. AK in the hay. Thanks for streaming, man. I love watching your content. Take care and well wishes. Cheers, dude. I appreciate the donation there, sir. It means a lot. Dairy Deer, you blame your roommate for messing with your YouTube search history? Yeah. Just don't check that browser history there, Dairy. You college kids get up to all kinds of crazy things, I'm sure. The new stick and stuff has been working really well, actually. I'm enjoying it a lot. I do need to make a couple of tweaks. I said I was going to adjust this a little bit after the last job. Maybe we'll get around this corner and I'll set the cruise control on here. Oops, didn't mean to stop like that. And, oh, there's a bigger corner than I thought. We'll adjust it on the straight row here, and I'll tweak the wheel just a little bit again. Lieutenant Dan, how you doing, sir? Good to see you, man. I've been doing well, doing well. We're surviving. I'll say this. I don't know how the people out there that are single parents do it. My wife's been gone for a couple of weeks now, and I just don't know how people do it for extended periods of time. I mean, we're getting by because we have to, but man, I am not cut out for single parenthood. And it's not even so much that I'm doing anything that I wouldn't normally do. I'm actually the one that gets the kid on and off the bus and makes his meals and does a lot of that stuff, takes him to his activities. But sometimes you just need a break. I don't know how people do that. But other than that, life has been really good. I dropped this down a little bit further. I'm liking it, but I think I tipped it back too much now. It's rubbing on my big belly here. Oh, we crashed into the fence. Well, let's get this out of the fence. Oh, we are all hung up here. All right. Can I fold it? Nothing to see here, folks. I blame adjusting the steering wheel. My steering wheel is just out of whack from where I was comfortable with it before. I'm gonna get backed up here. We're gonna make an adjustment again. Alright, I want it to go like that. There we go. There, now it's not rubbing my big belly here. I don't know about you guys, but I've got way too much leftover Halloween candy that has found its way into my stomach. My kid's not eating it fast enough, so, you gotta help him out. You think the trick is Adderall? There you go. I always hear that the connection between the seat and the steering wheel is the first thing to blame. I don't know. That seems unlikely. There we go. I pushed down on that knob a little bit. It had twisted around. That was also throwing me off here, but that's rotated back into place here. I didn't even tighten that knob down on the back. There we go. It'll probably stay in place now. Perfect. Well, this seems to be working out relatively well as with this tractor. I like it. Lieutenant Dan, how do I like the wheel and joystick? I'm actually enjoying it. Like I said, I think the wheel itself is a little bit off for me compared to the Logitech that I had, but the steering kit and the knob here, I'm loving that. This is great. Normally, after a couple hours of playing, like, my shoulders hurt and stuff because I feel like I'm sitting in a less natural position, and this just feels really good. The stick I'm sold on. I would definitely recommend this for anybody looking for a joystick for Farm Sim. The way they've customized the buttons and they've laid out controls that work really well for Farming Simulator specifically is super nice. We used to call it an ID10T error. Yeah, I'm familiar. That's a creek. I probably don't want to go in the creek. Toot, 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 toot. I'm not used to these articulated tractors either. You'd think I would be after all this time on UMRV. I mean, one of our main tractors is articulated, but no. I'm just bad at driving in general. Johnny H, do you need the steering wheel to use the stick? No, they are sold separately. So if you look at the Thrustmaster official link in the description of my video, it'll take you to the page and show you all the individual items. And the joystick itself is, man, I can't remember, $80 maybe? $100? Somewhere around there. Not the cheapest joystick out there, but it's pretty solid. It's working really good for us. And I'm coming from a Thrustmaster T16000Ms, which has been nice joystick for me as well. I have two of those because I liked using them for like space flight simulators like Star Citizen and stuff. But the joystick, this joystick here, if I was gonna just buy one joystick to use with Farm Sim, I'd probably actually buy one of these. I think it's probably worth it. Matt, this is American Falls. I've edited it to have the Rowcrop ready stuff on here, but other than that, it's as comes off the in-game mod hub. Have already put it on your Christmas Amazon list. There you go. Surprised you didn't go through the creek. That crash counter is high for only 90 minutes of stream. Yeah. I blame getting used to a new setup, but let's be honest, it's just my driving. 129 Canadian. Yeah, that's what happens when you use Monopoly money. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I shouldn't say that. I spent a lot of time for 2 years. I drove up to Toronto every other week for work. We had a company that I was working with that was just outside of Toronto, so I'm very used to the exchange differences there. I always used to harass my friends and colleagues that lived up there. It was also just harder for them to get normal things. Like, ignore the cost. Shipping was crazy. Trying to get things shipped in and out of Canada, and all the extra fees that would often go along with that. Yeah, I was up in Mississauga. Yeah. I guess, you know, when I'm talking to somebody from up in the area, I can get more specific. Monopoly money, more like those chocolate candles you could buy that were shaped like gold coins. Oh, candles, candies, yes. I know what you're talking about. We used to have those little treasure coins. What would you say is your favorite PC-only map? Oh, man. At this point, probably I've played UMRV the most, so I'd probably lean towards that. On console, I would definitely say Edgewater, Saskatchewan was probably my favorite. I could have just lost 5 subscribers with the Canadian joke. I know, I gotta be careful. A good chunk of my audience is from Canada. Although I think most of them are probably would be cracking much worse jokes about the state of the economy and everything else going on up there. I'm missing some chat here. How do you get Rowcrop to work on No Creek Farm? Oh, Johnny Popper, you have to use the Rowcrop ready planters. Yep. Oh, wow, this thing is struggling up this hill. I guess it's a pretty steep hill. What was my previous setup like? So I had a Logitech G920, and I got 2 Thrustmaster T16000Ms that I use, but it was such a pain to have them up on the desk that I never used them. And they were on the desk because I had here was mounted my Logitech shifter, and I removed that and put this Thrustmaster one up on the desk because, well, it doesn't have any holes to mount it to a plate like my Logitech one did. And at first I thought that was kind of a downside. I mean, it is a little bit of a downside, but this thing fits up on here so much nicer. It's got a pretty narrow profile, and it's a really nice shifter. And I think for ATS, I'm going to enjoy having the high shifter, because I was already thinking about getting a like an extension for it or something. So having it up here actually feels more natural, and I like how this feels. Like, it thunks into the gears really solid. I like it. So I can't wait to try this out on Thursday. But really, that was the only difference. Making fun of Canada is an American pastime. There you go, Flems. They make fun of us, yeah, living the feelings mutual. They make fun of us just as much. Making fun of Canada is a Canadian pastime. There you go. The best part for us Canadians is that Americans don't even know where Canada is. It's, you know, it wouldn't be funny if it wasn't true. I'd say in the Metro Detroit area, everybody is probably pretty familiar, but I have definitely been places where you have to explain where Canada is to somebody, and it's like, really? That makes me sad. I used to work overseas a lot, and the Europeans especially used to make fun of me because, especially the Eastern Europeans, because I didn't know the where all the little countries and what the capitals of those countries were, and so we had a contest one time to see how many countries I could correctly identify on a map and name their capitals versus how many states in the United States they could get through. And I got farther than they did, so I felt pretty good about that. Brian, if you have mods installed, it's probably a mod conflict. Yeah, that's definitely been an issue that I've seen with a bunch of stuff lately. I've had so many mod conflicts after some of the latest patches and stuff, and I've done a horrible job of cleaning up my mod folder and whatnot. Josh Sanders, how you doing, man? Jonathan, I'm thinking of getting a steering wheel and possibly a shifter to go with your side panel that you use on FS22. What steering wheel would I recommend? So that's a great question. You know, I guess there's a lot of things that go into that. I'm really enjoying this Thrustmaster steering wheel. I have a Logitech 920 as well. That before that, I really liked that. It was a solid steering wheel, both of which have force feedback. If that's important to you, I'd say both of these have worked pretty well for that. Right now, I would say I'm probably leaning towards this Thrustmaster just because I really like this mount that they're coming out with. It releases on the 14th of November, but being able to shift my steering wheel up into this, you know, flatter orientation is really cool. I'm digging this. This is, for me, the only driving games I play are Farm Sim and American Truck Simulator. So, hands down, if that's the kind of game you like to play. You know, I thought this was going to be gimmicky, honestly. When they reached out and said they were going to send it to me, I'm like, yeah, I'll try it. But I don't know, you know, that I would have gone out and bought a new steering wheel just to get this. But now that I have it, I'm enjoying it a lot. I'm probably not going to reinstall the Logitech after I'm done testing this out. This is probably going to be my new setup. But that, I would say, you know, it's expensive. I don't remember what I spent on my G920 though, so I don't even know if it's a comparable hardware or not. But this is the T248. This setup also works with the T128. So if the more expensive steering wheel and having the 3-pedal foot pedals isn't important to you, you could definitely save some money there. Ty Klopper, what graphics card do I have? I run a NVIDIA 4090. There you go, Livin. 4090! I'm waiting for somebody to make me a 4090 graphic. Like, I don't have, I need to get some emotes in the channel, and I think our first emote in the channel, or our second emote, because Perma made me a falling out of the chair emote that we don't have on YouTube right now, but, I need a 4090 emote. But yes, the 4090's been an excellent graphics card. It's expensive though. It took me 6 months to get my hands on one, and I have a Micro Center like right down the road, which is where I ended up getting it from. But now you can buy them like normal people, but at the time, you know, coming out of the backside of COVID, it was impossible to get your hands on a good video card. I'm getting behind on chat here, folks. I apologize. Yeah, Marcus, it is unfortunate that it only supports like 2 of their steering wheels. I mean, I kind of understand. I'm curious to see how hard it's going to be for people to start coming up with some adapters to let this thing work with other wheels. And I'll be honest, the mechanism for it isn't really all that complicated. Somebody with some good fabrication skills could definitely make something like this, but it went together really easy, and it's well thought out, a lot of configurability. I do wonder if it would be easy to adapt to other wheels, though. I mentioned in the beginning of the stream, I've gotten into 3D printing recently, and now I'm like, oh man, I could like totally print up an adapter or a mount for this or that, and so I'm probably going to be changing some of the stuff around here. My joystick, I love where it's at. I'd like it to be right here, though. I want it to move back and up like 2-3 inches to be in the perfect position for me. And so I think we're going to be looking at making some modifications here. Yeah, Farmer Trio, I've got a falling out of the chair emoji on Discord. I need a 4090 one. But yeah, I need to get those added on YouTube here as well. I'm pretty sure I can do that. I know I can on Twitch. What desk am I using? So this is a racing setup. It's by, let me check. This is the GT Ultimate by GT Racer, I believe. Next Level Racing, that's the brand. I had to look, it's right behind me. Bunked my head on the camera. Next Level Racing, if you look them up. And if you look in the description of my video, I think I have some, have the hardware linked, and there's an Amazon link that has a lot of my hardware, at least my previous generation hardware, but I think it has this racing setup, because I bought it on Amazon originally. It's okay, it's heavy, it's all metal, so it's pretty sturdy in that it'll support a lot of weight. It kind of wobbles. You'll notice my camera shakes and stuff when I bump into stuff. That part I'm not the biggest fan of, but it works out pretty well. I don't think I would buy it again, though, I guess is what I'm saying. So if you're looking for a recommendation on the desk, I'm not sure I'm sold on it. But I've had this racing setup for a long time now. Maybe close to 8-10 years. I got it before I started doing YouTube. They make some cool flight sim stuff as well. And they have a version of this that has the like hydraulics or whatever in the under the seat, and I can upgrade this one actually to have that, where in some of the racing games it'll like move the seat and stuff around, which is kind of cool. But I don't have that much money to spend on cool stuff, especially because I don't even play flight sims right now, or race sims, I mean. Ooh, if that hooked up to a flight sim, though, that would be sick. Yeah, I don't need to start playing flight simulators yet. The motion platform, yeah, it's like $4,000. I'd have to sell the 4090 to afford it. Yoda plays, there's a tutorial in the main menu for everything. I'm not sure how to play this game. I played a little bit, love it so far, but don't know when to fertilize, harvest, or anything. Do you have a tutorial for that? Yeah, there is a bunch of stuff in the menu. Actually, when you first start a brand new game, it has kind of a tutorial that'll walk you through a lot of stuff as well. But as somebody just mentioned, and I'll just bring it up real quick, there's a help menu here. And if you're like, you mentioned fertilizer, so you can come down here and look at, it's in here somewhere, improving yield, and look at fertilizing. And this stuff will, kind of walk you through all the different mechanics. But what I really recommend doing is if you go onto the FarmSim webpage, and I'll just open it up here because it's been a minute since I've been over there. Give me a second to switch monitors. It's FarmSim did something really cool in this last iteration of the game, and that's the FarmSim Academy. Let me switch my view here over to desktop. Is it this one? There we go. So this is the main FarmSim page, farmingsimulator.com. If you come into the Farming Simulator Academy, and they did a really good job on walking you through how all the different things work in the game. And specifically, like you're talking about, you know, fertilizing fields and how it works and when to do it and what the different kinds are. This page, I have to give them props. They really went all out for FS22, and I feel like they did a good job there. And we've got to turn the game back on. There we go. Do you know if steering wheels and gear shifters work on console or not? The steering wheel and shifter work on console because you can definitely buy them for console. I don't know if I know the joystick doesn't work, and I don't think the shifter does anything in FarmSim. I think that would be, you know, more for other games, but I know that the steering wheel and stuff work on console. I guess I've never tried that on FarmSim, but I would assume once you plug it in, it should work for any game that supports it. But yeah, the stick is PC only, unfortunately. But that's, you know, I think that's more on the consoles than anything. Nope, I don't have any webcams. Appreciate it. I clicked the record video link, not the your live streaming link. There we go. I'm back. I have to say, it's almost become second nature for me now to reach down and grab the joystick to do things rather than reach up and try to hit the Stream Deck or the keyboard. I did move my Stream Deck over to the other side so that I couldn't like reach up and push the buttons like I'm used to. And yeah, we're getting adjusted here. We're gonna have to try and do like a bale stacking challenge or something here soon. Webcam crashed, plus one to the crash counter. No, I just hit the wrong button when we switched back from the joystick. The shifter doesn't have to work for you. I already have a side panel for FS22 that works on your console. Nice. Yeah, I guess I didn't realize that the side panel worked for FS22 on the console. The side panel was great back in the day. I had that old heavy equipment bundle, and the side panel worked great. The steering wheel was kind of janky, but this joystick definitely blows the side panel out of the water. We're 90% complete. We've got some of the crookedest tillage line here that I've ever seen. It's starting to get dark. I guess I've been running the time on 5x here. Oops. +1, could probably fall out of the chair again, knock the camera over. Yeah, I've only hit my head on this camera twice tonight, so that's not too bad. We'll try and straighten this row out just a little bit. There we go. Can I share what monitors I use looking to upgrade from your old 27-inch Dells? Funny you say that. I've actually got an old Dell monitor sitting over here that I've got twisted on its side for chat. But for my main monitors, they're, gosh, I don't even know. They're Asus monitors, but they're only 60 FPS, 60 hertz monitors. I don't actually have very good monitors, to be honest.
It's just not been a thing that I've prioritized. I've got 4K monitors though, because I play everything in 4K on the computer. But I've liked them. They were cheap when I got them, and they've held out well. I think the link to the monitors is probably in the Amazon storefront, if I'm not mistaken. That my main computer components aren't, but my monitors I've had for a while now. How to get the Rowcrop planter? You just have to download one of the Rowcrop planters, and then they'll show up in the store, and they only support the Rowcrop crop types, so they'll automatically plant Rowcrop planter or Rowcrop crops if your map is Rowcrop ready. I feel like I'm doing that. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Except it's Rowcrop ready. How many times can I say Rowcrop in a sentence? Used to play iRacing on a single 23-inch monitor. Yeah, I've got a big 42-inch TV here that I use for streaming. Oh my goodness. We're just going to admit defeat and punch the number there. But this thing is only a 1080 monitor. It's not 4K like the rest of my monitors, and so I have a special HDMI splitter that can downsample the signal to the split monitor at 1080p without affecting the 4K that I have on my other monitor. And so this is actually using an HDMI splitter to mirror my main desktop screen onto this TV that I'm sitting in front of right now. I would probably not generally recommend that, though. I mean, it's funny is you guys are getting to see a higher quality picture that I'm playing in, because I'm taking a 4K signal and downsampling it to, I don't even know what the res is right now, but it's more than 1080p. So you guys get to see a higher resolution image if you were all the way turned up on YouTube than what I get, because I'm playing on 1080p on this mirrored monitor. So it's kind of one of those weird things. I look over on this other monitor and I can see the preview, and things look crisper than they do on this monitor. Haldor, remember when people had fun with just a deck of cards? Sounds like when I'm talking to my kid now. Like, we didn't have cell phones and tablets when I was your age. Go outside and play. I'm going to drive this up to the corner here just because I'm kind of curious if there was an entrance down here. I guess there's no fence, but it's not technically an entrance. Awesome. All right, let's return that contract. Or complete it, I should say. There we go. We don't really have any other unique vehicles. Maybe this one. We'll borrow this one real quick and try it out. I'm kind of curious to see how a big sprayer is going to do. We probably need 2 of them, so I'm going to buy one more. Fire that up. Refill this. You're getting 1440p. Yeah, there you go, Timbo. Euchre, that's a good game. I haven't played Euchre in a while. Used to play that all the time, though, and kind of like family night. Oh, and we're locked in. This is annoying. So I can't even do that contract because the store is locked. Well, I guess we're gonna sleep the night. Matt, do I like FS19 or FS22? I haven't gone back to 19 except once since 22 came out. So I'm definitely more of a 22 guy at this point. It's been better in most ways for me. The performance especially is just a huge step up. Oh, look at that crazy field. Okay. Well, I guess we're going to have some fun with this contract. I would say that we probably had better maps in 19, or more variety of maps is a better way to put that, maybe. But everything else is better in 22, I think. I think this is 20, or I think this is our field right here. Oh, this will be interesting. I think there's a way to make the booms go up and down independently too. Yeah, look at the, oh wait, maybe that's not it. Nope, maybe I'm wrong. Okay, let's turn that on. And then let's zoom out a bit here. There we go. Oh yeah. This is working. Now the question is what's the ideal way to do this? We're probably going to drive over the waterways and just kind of go straight here, I think. Are they going to wait 3 years again and it'll be FS26, or are they going to have an FS25? Oh, I think they'll wait 3 again because they're just releasing now like the next wave of patches and stuff here for year 2. So I think that they'll get another year out of it. Yeah, FS25. Yep, I think that's their new model. I mean, I haven't heard anything official. That's not me, like, as a partner saying that I know something. I just feel like it worked out really well for them to extend it by another year. And I think it's hard on the modders when they make so many changes with the major version upgrades. And so I think they at least it feels like they put a lot more emphasis on making mods easier to get to console this time around. And, you know, I say that with a little grain of salt. Don't jump all over me just yet, because I feel like we've got more mods on the official in-game mod hub than we've ever had in the past by a huge margin, and like good solid mods. And so I think they put a lot of energy into trying to bring more stuff out for all platforms, which is a good thing. As a PC player, you know, it never really affects me, but as a content creator and somebody with a pretty large community, I know that more than half of the people that play Farm Sim are playing on a console, so it's always good to see more and more stuff getting out there for all the players. But yeah, I feel like when at the end of FS19, there was all these great mods coming out, great maps and stuff, and I was just going nonstop, you know, rolling content out as fast as I could, and I couldn't keep up with all the new mods that were dropping. And then FS22 came out, right? And it was like, man, it felt like such a waste. I didn't even get a chance to play with half of them. And now in FS22, I feel like things are kind of in a lull right now. Like, there hasn't been a whole lot of really cool, crazy stuff outside of the Rowcrop thing to drop in a while. Now, honestly, I'm a little bit disconnected because I took about 4 months off over the summer with all the stuff going on in real life. But it's like I came back after 4 months and, you know, there wasn't that much to catch up on. So either I'm still missing it, or there just hasn't been a lot of crazy new stuff coming out. But yeah, the modding community is keeping this game alive for sure. I love all the cool stuff that keeps coming out. How far are we? We're 0% done, even though I've made it all the way around with this giant sprayer. I feel like that's maybe a little light on the actual state of things here. We might actually need to use some GPS, though. So let's try that out. Enable. There we go. Hey, Nagi, how you doing, man? Things are good. We're knocking out some contracts here on American Falls. We're in large amounts of debt, though, so that's a thing. My plan was to take out a loan, buy some of our own equipment, and do contracts with that. I haven't gotten there tonight yet. Got too distracted playing with this new steering wheel, so we're going to kick that off in the next time that I'm on this map, and I think we're going to make this a live stream series, and we'll do it kind of live, and that way I can let the community be a part of the voting here. I think I can put polls up in chat and stuff, and so we can let you guys vote on like what kind of equipment and stuff we can add into the farm and things like that. So I think next week my first stream my stream will be on Farm Sim. We'll be back on this map and we'll pick our first couple pieces of equipment. Yeah, we can do polls on brand. There you go, Dairy Deer. That'll be an interesting one. Jump right into something controversial. 32 months, Nagi. That's a long time. I can't believe I've been doing this that long. I've been streaming or doing videos on YouTube for over 5 years now. Crazy. And you've been here for almost 3 of them, dude. There's a button for that. I need to add a GPS button to one of these over here. That would be handy. Case would be more interesting, but there's less mods. There's a lot of case mods out there, I feel like. You just got to know where to look. There's a couple of people that do really good stuff, though. Oh, man, what's his name? He lives in Michigan, too. Carl Farms does a bunch of case stuff. He's got some really good mods. And then I never remember how to pronounce his name. Casarius starts with a C. I always think Caesar when I see his name, but that's not how you pronounce it. He does a bunch of case stuff. Let's see. There we go. We are trying to get some GPS in here. Yeah, that's the name. I don't know how to pronounce that. JCL's farm equipment is good if you're looking for the older stuff, for sure. Godly Devil, 33 months. Nice, dude. You're kind of doubting you were supposed to fertilize. It should have moved by now, shouldn't it? Okay, now you've got me worried. It was a sprayer. Was it supposed to be herbicide? It was. Well, there you go. For those that are new to the channel, this is pretty typical. I don't pay a lot of attention to what's going on. Do they play with relatively good realism, though? Yeah, they're pretty solid mods, for sure. Especially the Carl Farm stuff. He puts a lot of work into making them very accurate. In fact, we talked to him a little bit about some stuff with American Farming, just kind of consulted with him on some of the case stuff he'd made, because we've got a contract with Case in American Farming, and we built out all 100% realistic models for that. But yeah, he does good work. Medicine Creek, that was a long time ago. Whoa, oh, we did it. Why are they closing again? Okay, the second one wasn't my fault, folks. If someone gives you a membership, it'll be at 1 month. There you go, Trio. Yeah, I haven't figured out how to do that as a creator. Supposedly, I'm supposed to be able to gift to individuals at some point here. I know YouTube has like the capability of I'd like to be able to like give away randomly too, like Twitch does. What's my highest ever crash counter record? Oh man, I don't actually know what the record is, but I've certainly been into the 20s. THG Gaming, how you doing, man? Whoa, we're all over the place. We're looking for the store. Tell me I didn't pass it. Oh my goodness. We are way past the store. Really? You want to race? The only mod you can't believe that hasn't come out is a 66 series IH. I feel like I've seen one. The wheel has been working out great, actually. I'm in love with being able to have it tipped up like this. This is it's such a simple thing, but it's been amazing. So I think I will certainly be hanging on to this as my new permanent wheel setup. Okay, trying this again. It rolls over in a Y2K type situation. Oh, there you go. Get up here. Yeah, if I try to switch from going forwards to backwards too quickly, sometimes it doesn't register. Does the joystick work good? Yes. The joystick, actually, if I were to buy just like one joystick for Farm Sim, it'd probably be this one based on the different sticks and stuff that I've used. And I've used a lot. I had the side panel before. I had a different joystick. I've got the Thrustmaster T16000Ms. And this one just has a couple things going for it. One, I like all the unique controls, the toggles, the hat, the rolly thing up here. Those work great for Farm Sim. I also just like having buttons that are labeled for specific things. I'm a visual guy. Gotten a chance to mess with the shifter, or is there a reason you keep picking up CVT machines? Yeah, so I have done this like with the hand control, like with the combine. That works out pretty good. But I have played with the shifter on, we had one tractor that we did in the first field that worked great for that. What was it? That little Fiat. And so on the left, you've got gears. On the right, you've got the range toggles. So you can shift through your ranges and your gears pretty easily. We are reserved for contract work. I got it. We should still have a GPS track, though. Why am I going way over here with it, though? Okay. I'm going to shift our course here. Sometimes it's easier to move it over than to make a new one. There we go. Of course, and part of the reason I'm doing this is I'd never be able to see where the weeds are. I can kind of see the weeds, but with the sunflowers so tall, this would be a tough job to do without GPS. Need a 715 Steiger mod? There you go. I think somebody's working on one, aren't they? Is it Custom Modding that's got one that they're working on? We're going to have one in American Farming, which is going to be awesome.
We just got the model done. It's in engine now. I think we posted some pictures on Facebook recently on the Squad Built, or maybe the American Farming social media page. Scott, how you doing, man? I'm missing a whole bunch of this field here. Get back over to the edge. It's going to be impossible to remember where that part is that I missed later on when I'm 1% away from completing this contract. THG Gaming, I actually did, off camera, I tested out the loader this morning when I was just making sure everything was connected, and I wanted to understand how the buttons worked. And the loader works really well with it. I was impressed. We're going to be jumping back into a UMRV episode here for Friday, and I'm going to get the loader hooked back up on my UMRV save, and we'll move some bales around with it and show that off. I'll probably do the wheel cam just for the part of that episode as well to show that off. I did see that Lancey Boy is making a new Wisconsin map, which after all of the stuff that went on getting this map released, I wasn't sure we'd see him make another map, so I'll be curious to see how that goes. Gotta keep this thing moving downhill. This is going actually pretty good. Contract is 27% complete already now. See, this is what I'm talking about. We did all that other work. I could have been done with this contract by now if we'd had the right product. Although we're ripping through this herbicide. Although I guess maybe I didn't fill it up all the way before we started. I just put 2 pallets in. I'm not sure how much that was. Well, let's get rotated here and see if I can find the track. Oh, we're way over here. This thing's wider than I give it credit for. Yeah, Haldor, I think at one point he said he was done and then ended up deciding to come back after he had a chance to cool off. Yeah, I guess the middle of this field is a lot of waterways, so that's probably part of why it's going so fast here. Farmer's gonna sue me for putting the wrong thing on his field. Yeah, I know. That's what you get when you hire out a job, though. And you know that they're never gonna own up to it unless they get caught. Cody Cundiff, how you doing, man? What's going on? We're finally getting a chance to play a little bit of Farm Sim here. It's been a crazy week. It's on the in-game mod hub. Available for all platforms. Alrighty. Get this. Oh, I guess I don't have a ability to raise this up at all. Feels a little weird. I want to put my Stream Deck back over here, but then I'll use it for more than just GPS. It skipped. You didn't hear the name, Scott? It's American Falls by Lancey Boy. Oh, Nagi's got me. 41 of you watching haven't dropped a like on the stream. There you go, Derry. Calling them out.
Okay, I'm doing it. My brain is so trained, I need my GPS button to be up here. Get us back on track. We're gonna miss too much of stuff otherwise. Yeah, I have to give some credit to Squatch Monkey for putting together the video on how to add Rowcrop already to different maps. I went through his little tutorial that he put together, and it was pretty straightforward. I was pleasantly surprised. I was expecting it to be a little bit more of a pain, to be honest. Need a tractor steering wheel for PC? Yeah, well, this is about as close as you get. This steering setup that we've got here with the ball and the force feedback and everything is about as close as you can get right now, which has been pretty fun to play with. We're already at 70%. Man, I feel like by the time I get back on the next long row here, we'll be set. Come on, turn. Oh my goodness, the GPS wouldn't let go. Stream just wanted me to get into it. Still won't let go. There we go. My goodness. To turn the wheel like halfway around. That's one thing I've always struggled with GPS is it won't let go of the course very easily. What is it doing? Stop. All right. We're taking over. You can't handle it. Oh my goodness. Well, there goes our crash counter hopes. Here we go. And back over here. Sorry, folks. We're gonna resituate things. I can't keep reaching around this thing. That'll work a lot better. Whoa, where do we go? Okay. We're back. Out of the trees. I've got 1% herbicide remaining. Drat. The wheel dead zone? Oh, godly devil, that's a good point. I do have a significant dead zone right now on the wheel that's been a little bit annoying, and so it's like I have to move that much farther before it even starts to disconnect. Alright, we gotta run up here and grab one more crate of herbicide, and then we can knock this contract out. Now, don't miss the store this time. It's not that far. And I swear if that train is coming the second we need to go across the tracks again, I'm going to be frustrated. Hey, buddy, I have the right-of-way. Oh, my goodness. These cars are crazy. Oh, look out, sir. Okay. We'll definitely be adjusting the dead zone before the next episode with this. Oops, wrong one. I don't have enough money. Oh, man. Are you kidding me? In order to get more money, we have to use this new mod here, which is the loan system. I don't know if there's a limit to how many loans I can actually take out. But we're going to try and take out another. Please specify. Yeah, I'm trying. Okay. Oh, I can't actually take a loan. Maybe because I already have one. Interesting. Well, what am I going to do? This is why they start you with money. Okay, well, we're gonna cheat in $1,000 because we messed up the game earlier. There we go. We're gonna have to think some of these things through for actually holding ourselves accountable in future episodes here for a true kind of survival playthrough. I don't think I want to start in debt though either for that. I kind of wanted to like start at 0 and be able to take on some debt if we needed to get something. I don't know. Let me get back out of here. Plus we wasted all that money on fertilizer. That didn't help our situation any. Well, we're just gonna crash our way back out to the field here, apparently. Let's go. Trying to read chat and drive. Steering might improve if I was in cab, maybe. The problem is I can't see how far out I am when I'm in cab. I'm worried I'm gonna like crash into one of these guardrails. Pretty good avoidance maneuvering. Yeah, kind of, sort of. We are cruising, though. This thing goes 37. I like it. All right, I'm going to start unfolding here. And I'm trying to figure out where I was spraying before. I guess I'm at 82%, so I'll just go up towards the other headland here and see how far we get. Maybe somewhere in here's our row. There we go. That's probably right. So what your mirrors are for? Dude, seriously. That mirror is completely useless. I've got a good view of my engine and some back bracket, not even the ground or anything. These mirrors are useless. Although I think there's a mod that lets you move your mirrors around, kind of ATS style maybe, but I haven't had much success with that. And this is a base game piece of equipment. It's not even like, you know, some modded equipment that, you know, isn't adjusted right or something. But, yeah, mirrors in Farm Sim are not usually wired up very well in my experience. I tried that mod to move mirrors around, but I didn't have any luck with it. I am 85% complete, 91% complete actually up there. I think there's another row this way that I haven't done yet. Yeah, I think this is our row. Although I don't see the percent going up, and I see my herbicide going down, so maybe this isn't the row. Let's go this way. 5 and where's 6? There's 6. Okay, we're gonna hit that tree, aren't we? Burr, burr, burr. Apparently, I didn't come up and around over here yet, so we'll do that now. We're at 95%. Just got to find that last 5%. I think I missed a corner back there, too, that we might have to do. Let's see if I can find the track here without crashing into any more trees. Man, I'm not seeing that percent go up anymore. I'm pretty sure I did this headland pass already once. So this is just wasting my spray at the moment. All right, let's take a pause. I think I can see this on the map. If we come to here and turn this on. Oh, there is a section there. I just didn't seem to be getting credit for it when I was doing it, but apparently it's a thing. So we'll try that again. Let's see, am I lined up on it now? I am. Okay. It's a thing. Let's do it. That mod is a base mod I load on all your offline maps and you've never had a problem with it? Interesting. Does this game support triple monitors? Not well. Not like I've never gotten that to work. I know there's a third-party program you can use to do that, but like ATS supports it out of the box, and that has always worked really well in my experience. Are you going to do a huge members harvest on North Dakota? You have 860 hectares. We'll plant corn and we can silage or just harvest corn. Yeah, I'd be more than happy to do a live stream on something like that with the members. That'd be fun. Just pending my availability when harvest time comes around. But if I'm around and able to stream on whatever day you guys are doing your harvest, I'd be more than happy to jump on and help out. All right, I'm going to run this back up to the the store, and drop off this herbicide before I return the sprayer, just because our products are the biggest cost we've got while we're running these contracts here. I'm just hoping I don't catch the train again. I feel like I've caught that train most of the times I've tried to come across this way. Choo choo. There we go. Drop that one right behind the other one. And let's see what kind of money we're making. I think this one was a fairly good contract, so even though I wasted a ton of fertilizer, we should make a few bucks. There we go. That's not too shabby. Dairy Deer, you should do another silage stream where you run a pole type harvester. Yeah, that was rough. That was fun though, but that was rough. We did that. We did a video with that with SK and Livin, and they didn't enjoy that very much. Nuggy, you're gonna have to keep you appraised of when that is. Yeah, that's gonna be fun, I think. Okay, guys. Well, I'm just realizing it's 11:30, folks, and we've been streaming for just a little while here, so I think this is gonna be a great place to wrap things up. I would, yeah, the wrong camera's on this view, so I'll just say it's been fun hanging out. If you're interested in any of this Thrustmaster stuff, check out the link in the description. And if you have any questions, jump on the Discord server. You can hang out, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have about Thrustmaster stuff, farm sim, whatever. It's been great streaming with you guys again, and like I said, we're going to be playing American Truck Simulator on Thursday and giving the shifter and this whole setup a try in that scenario. So that should be good times. However, that's all for today. Kedurk out.